you're a really interesting person to me.
Thank you.
Because of the Native American aspect, but you know, you know what you want.
I've been wanting this for a long time, and I've been chasing it.
Yeah. So when you come, just sort of give me a little recap of where you were born and how you were raised.
So I was born on Rapid City, South Dakota, but I grew up on the reservation up in Eagle Butte, South Dakota.
Okay.
And I grew up and off the res with my grandparents and my mother and stuff, and my stepfather and my mother, they lived down in Southern California.
Oh, really?
Yep, they lived in Temecula.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, out in wine country, and then they moved out towards Oceanside and Carlsbad too as well.
Yeah.
They've been, gosh, they lived there for about 12 years, 12, 13 years.
And they're still there?
No, they're back up on my dad's reservation up in South Dakota.
Okay. So your mom's different tribe?
Yep, she's from a different tribe than my father.
Okay, that's cool. So Pat told me that you did that Trail of Tears ride.
Wounded Knee.
Wounded Knee ride.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that about?
So the ride is a future generation ride, it's called now, but it was for the ancestors.
Right.
And so we start on Little Eagle and we ride all the way up to Kyle, South Dakota.
How long
And
was that?
400 miles.
And what time of year?
Through winter.
Wow.
We ride straight through December.
Really?
Across country, no roads or nothing. Go through the Badlands and everything.
In blizzards?
Yes, ma'am. I rode through 3 blizzards on my horse.
Wow. So, I mean, do you have like camp tenders that
Yeah,
bring
so
food? How
the
does it work?
way it's all set up is we all gather up, have a meeting and everything, make sure we have all our horses good, all the caterers that follow us. So we have truck and trailers that haul water and horse feed, and we have an old mountain man that comes and cooks for us in the morning. It's really neat. He comes, big, huge wool coat, looks like he just came off the mountain, gets an old teepee style with a fire pit inside and makes us coffee. That's about thick as tar. He's really neat.
Stand spoon up
Yep.
coffee?
Uh-huh. You smile and your teeth are all black. But they follow us, so if a horse ever gets lamed up or something or sore, we can trailer them instead of having them exit out the whole journey the whole way.
Right.
So this whole ride, it teaches kids the fundamentals of taking care of themselves, another life, and making them get out there and experience what joy is and be kids again, rather than get them away from the genocide and all that.
Right.
And then if anyone that's struggling with any addictions or problems, it's a great sobriety ride as well. Because you're among all these great people, and when you first get to there, you're all strangers. But how I wouldn't even say in the end, it's starting through, you all become a real close family. Taking care of one each other, helping each other throughout the whole way.
I think that's kind of what we're trying to do on a small scale here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these inmates, they came in, they didn't know each other.
Yep.
They come back and they're helping each other saddle.
Exactly. And that's the greatest thing, because horses, in my language, we call them tashunka. And tashunka is medicine, the four-legged.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So tashunka is the word for medicine and horse?
Just horse.
Just horse.
Yep. Peji is medicine. Peji, tashunka, medicine horse. Or you say tashunka, peji, horse medicine. Because, like you guys say, you have to be cool, calm, and collected. And you have to have a pure soul to work with a horse and be around a horse. Because a horse can sense anything. Anger, fear, anxiety. They can feel a feather on their back in a windstorm. It's all their nerves.
Any idea of how rich you are, how poor you are?
And that's the best part about it. They can't judge.
Right.
And they can't talk back.
Exactly. That's what Pat was saying. I don't know if you saw an interview he did, that the horse doesn't judge you.
Mm-hmm. And the horse is a mirror reflection of yourself. How the horse acts is how you act and how you portray yourself. If a horse is nice, calm, and collected, and sound, which there's a lot of definitions of sound, but mine is relaxed.
Right.
Relaxed and comfortable. That's my definition of sound.
That's really cool.
And when a horse is like that and can be around you like that, and like Pat said, when a horse rolls around you, because their biggest fear is being on their belly
Right.
or on their back. Because in that instinct, they're getting killed, or there's only 2 modes, fight or flight.
Right.
And if you can get in between those and work with a horse and have it understand you rather than do something out of spite or fear, you're winning the world.
Did you see that one little horse with the specks on his head?
Yep.
He just doesn't have a problem just dropping it down.
He loves it because he knows all these people are here for a reason.
Right.
And that's the greatest part about this is seeing people smile.
Right.
Treating them like they actually mean something, because where I come from, you give anyone a chance, no matter who they are or what they came from.
Well, because tribally, you didn't have like a penal system, right?
No.
So how did it work? Like if somebody did something wrong?
Actually, we do. So our reservation is it's the only reservation in the United States listed as third world country.
Right.
But we have our own government, our own fire department, law enforcement, everything like that. It's just laws are a little bit different from here.
I guess I was referring more to like traditionally, it seemed like Native Americans didn't have like jails.
So what it's called council. And so it's where you get all the head tribal members or the leaders, and whoever's in trouble or does something that the tribe does not like, we'll put them in the center, and everyone will go around and they'll speak and raise their hand, and whoever votes for whatever the decision is, and that's how we make the ruling.
That's pretty neat.
It's one for the people. Everyone decides. It's just not one-sided.
How about redemption? Do you guys believe in people being able to make up for their past sins?
Yep. We don't hold nothing against anyone. Like all these movements and stuff, you don't see natives do that. Because stuff is in the past, and we're focused on the present and the future. Because we want to get our culture, like, people say you have to be native. No, you just got to believe. Because we want people to come and see our culture, because it's beautiful.
It is.
We don't judge, our difference between heaven and hell, life is hell. Tunkashila put us on earth to experience love, hatred, hurt, pain, everything, all emotions that a human will feel and go through. And when you complete that full circle life from birth, child, adult, elderly, and you complete the whole cycle, you'll go back to the happy hunting grounds. Like there's a powwow called the Gathering of All Nations, where all different tribes and bands gather up in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And you see all the beautiful traditions collide to one.
Yeah.
There's no fights. And like a lot of people, they have like bad stereotypes about natives and stuff like that. And just imagine if you're stuck on a piece of land that you can't leave, and it's different from the rest of the world that you know, and you get out, one thing you do, so the best way to explain it is you can do something major on the reservation and get a slap on the wrist. You do that on the res, but on the state side, you go to federal prison. And that's where a lot of people get turned back and go back to the res, because they don't know how to act or hold themselves accountable for things. And it's a never-ending circle that just keeps repeating itself, and that's where a lot of the bad comes out of it.
And I think it has to do with the hopelessness.
Mm-hmm.
Like if people feel hopeless.
Because that's the thing too, the reality. And like, till this day, I have to walk with my head up high and watch my back, because I just had a family member executed, and the murder was never solved. Just swept under the table, and it was a native hate crime. Everyone must know his name's Colt Bringplenty. He was a great young man heading into the right direction on the red road. And
somebody killed him.
Yes, ma'am.
And then do you guys have a lot of the problems with missing women?
Oh, that's very bad. So when we shut down, like I told you, we shut down our borders.
Right.
We did that when the oil fields hit, because 212 runs right through my reservation.
Right.
And Williamson, North Dakota is just north of us, so we had all these truckers, the man camp workers going through my res, and you get little kids playing out on the streets and stuff for their friends, and you get these big truckers. We've actually had to trace people down there and get our kids back. Our women and children and young men will end up in these man camps on oil fields or across seas, and it's very bad. We got a bad meth problem, alcohol problem, sex trafficking, abuse.
So basically all your problems come from the white world.
Yes, ma'am. And like me, I'll never hate anything or anything. There's nothing to get over anxious or about.
Have you seen the sign on cats?
Yep.
Stop hate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
And that's the thing, that's why working with horses is such medicine, because it teaches you that. A lot of patience. Even if the little things that would get you normally mad, they just roll off your shoulder now. Like Pat says, you can't fight them, but you can outlast them.
Yes.
And that is true.
When they come through the tunnel, you're standing there.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think you're going to be a great asset to this program because of your mentality, what you can share with the inmates that are struggling.
Oh, it's amazing to talk to every single one of them, hearing their
Isn't it?
stories.
You know, if you take away what they're wearing versus what we're wearing, they're just people.
Yep. I just look into their heart and their souls. That's all I look into.
Yeah.
And I just hear their story. Because when you start treating people like they mean something,
Yeah.
it'll make their whole day a lot better.
Well, I appreciate you talking to me.
I appreciate you both.